Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. Thought I better come on and do a video. I've got all the stuff to the side of me for my engineer journal that I must get on with later too, but I thought I'd clear a bit of space and just do something a bit different, just a little project. So I was tidying up my craft room and I found a bag that I'd forgotten about that had some magazines in it. I must have picked them up from the recycling at the bookshop, and in it were about 12 of these Australasian stamp magazines. So now they're glossy, they're from about the 80s, 90s, 98 it says there, and there's not a lot in them that I would use, but I thought I'd go through them and harvest the stuff that I can use, because some of it will be great for little embellishments for my journals and for collaging. So I thought I would do that with you for something a little different. So I hope you are all well. It's getting a bit hot here in South Australia. It's 31 today and we're getting up to 36 tomorrow. And then a couple of days of 38 or something. So not really looking forward to that, but it might be good in the craft room. So this cover, I might cut these bits out. So I've just finished my dinner after having a very long afternoon nap, because I had to get up this morning and do something and then I was tired. So not to mention I stayed up till, I think it was, I've been going to sleep when the sun's coming up lately. So I'm just going to cut them all out and put them aside. Some of them I might end up backing with some plain paper so they can be used as journaling cards, but otherwise they're just really cool in collaging, I think. Just put the sprinkler on in the garden and all the birds come flying down. They love it. They have a bit of a party. I'm going to put the sprinkler on, which is lovely. But we have a family of yellow-winged honeyeaters, and oh, they're so noisy. You hear this ruckus out there and always think there's some eagle or hawk hanging around, but no, it's just them playing around in the water. So I should take this opportunity to wish you all a happy and healthy new year. I know I should have a book haul up on Friday, but it is pre-taped, so and I forgot to wish you all a happy new year on that. So hope you have an enjoyable New Year's Eve, and hopefully we can all get used to our new normal, whatever that is, in the new year. I think as long as we've got our craft stuff, we'll be right, hey? Definitely keeping me semi-sane. I'm probably not going out for a couple of weeks or something now, so I took the opportunity, which means I can't spend money while I'm out and about, so I thought I'd go online and spend some instead and get some, I think Spotlight have your, I forget what brand they are, but they're your white sort of cupboards, and you've got your little wood inserts so you can store your 12 by 12 papers in them. They're way overpriced, but I wanted one, so I got one. So that shall be delivered in the next week, and be able to organise some of my papers a bit better then. Now the pages I don't want to use, I could use them for a glue book, but I do have a lot of been collecting things out of the post and junk mail for glue book papers, and I think they'll be better because they're thicker, so I'll probably just recycle these. So I put them in. I've got, is it a Hungry Jack's? Yeah, Hungry Jack's paper bag next to me that I put all my little paper scraps in. So I do like the look of some of these. We've only got two that are sort of whole. The rest would be alright as bits in collage though, so at least not want not. Just have so much organisation to do in here. I've got a fair bit done. Like I've done all the big stuff now and got most of the furniture that I want and storage containers, but it's all that little fiddly stuff that, yeah, never gets done because you're always crafting and making more of a mess or buying and getting more stuff. So it is, what day is it today? Wednesday. The Wednesday before New Year's. It's hard to remember the days and the months and the years even. It's all this staying home. Thinking I might put that in my scrap bin for collaging. So they look pretty cool as is. Strips like this would make all right belly bands or little tuck spots. So I use them as well. So only a couple more days and my group is closing down, which is a little sad. Although a lot of the people have jumped on over to Auntie Vera land, Auntie Vera Scrap and Crafts craft group. So hopefully next year we can start doing a whole heap of crafting in there, or else I'd miss everyone. This has some nice colour ones on it, this page. Rough cut the bits out and then I can cut them a bit neater after. I've got most of these stamps, like the actual stamps, which I will start using one day. There's no point me keeping my stamp collection really because I don't think they're that good quality, and I just will use them rather than have like the stamp albums take up heaps of room. But I do like using these ones out of the books as well. I was just thinking, do I get my fancy scissors? But I don't think I will. I'll just leave a little white border around these ones. Always cut the border off if I want to when I go to use them, or just ink around them. Don't know if you can hear the doof doof doofing in the background, but one of my neighbours, I think it must be a new neighbour because some bloke was outside yelling in the streets. Was it Christmas evening or Boxing Day? Yeah, and then today we've just had doof doof music all day, which gets on my nerves, but hey, at least someone's having fun. I think they've made a mistake of when New Year's actually is, or they've just started early. It's usually pretty good and quiet around here, except for my direct neighbour. She, if it's a nice day and I decide to open my windows and doors, she'll decide to be outside singing, usually to Pink. Yeah, and I find that hard to deal with. I always say she sounds like a screaming banshee, but again, at least she's having some fun. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty good around here. A lot better than the last place I used to live in. There were police on the street like every day in the last place I used to live in. And no, it wasn't for me. So there's actually more in these than I thought that I'd use. I've already got a nice pile. I do have some catalogues from the 70s and the pages are matte and they're really cool. So I'm not doing this with them because I probably use some of the pages whole. But I thought this will cut down some of the bulk of what I've got. I've got that many magazines that I really have to harvest and get rid of a lot of the stuff. Now, that looks like a prepaid envelope thing. If I can rip the page out, strong paper. I don't know if that's cardboard. I'll cut this out, but I don't know if I'd use a whole lot or just cut this area out when I go to use it. Looks too much like an advertisement over here. I've been trying to organise for the new year. I've because I started using bujos or bullet journals for those not in the know. I started using them a couple of years ago, and the idea was to decorate them and all that like people do, but I just don't have time or the inclination to do so. So mine are really basic. But, you know, for the new year, I've got to rule all the pages because basically, you know, I rule all the lines to do a diary. I think I do the months. I write down all the days of each month, and then underneath each month I have lines where you can write in birthdays and that. And then I do another lot of pages that are just a month per page. And then you do the diary part where I have the 7 days on 2 pages, and I've got to rule all the lines and write all the days and all that. So it takes a lot of work to set them out up, but I do find it really worth it. It's the best diary method that I've ever used so far. So I was always buying diaries and then not using them. I've got a whole heap here that I want to use the paper for in my journals because they just don't seem to work for me. Souvenir cover. Could cut that little one out. That one's nice. The envelope. Creatures of the Night. Oh, that's nice too. Oh, I might be able to get it. So I might cut that out first. It's got owls on it. Looks really cool. I do a little border. I'm terrible when I harvest stuff. Sometimes it's hard when you're doing it because sometimes you want to rip around the edges when you go to put it in your journal or whatever. Sometimes you want a little border and sometimes you don't. So I figure if I take things out with the border, then I've got all those options open to me. A bit of a rough border, but that's still pretty cool. And then we've got our envelope here that I don't want to border on, but I can't see the edge. I should get my cutter, but I'll just hope for the best and tidy it up. I think I'm pretty close. So yes, I thought I'd come in, do this video, and then I better go out and do dishes, boring dishes, and then maybe come back and get on with my engineer journal. Don't know if I'll video that because I've really got to nut down and get it done. But I probably will film sewing it in, because I did film making the spine wider and getting that ready to sew everything in. So I feel like I should finish off and show everyone me sewing it in. So yes, I've got lots and lots of ideas for the new year that I want to make. Just getting the energy and the focus to be able to do so. I'm hoping that my organisation is going to help me greatly. Nice little embellishment. Now, I'm actually going to cut out "Don't Miss Out." I like those words for some mixed media. I do have stacks of words here and there that I always forget I've got, but maybe one day I'll use them. And I might cut out the Merry Christmas and the Happy and Prosperous New Year. I'm sure I can stick that somewhere one day too. It's amazing how much ephemera, embellishments, glue booking fodder you can get out of some magazines. I love these shells. I'm sure as kids most of us remember going up to the post office and buying some of these. Here in Australia, I should say. Sorry, I always forget there's all these internationals watching. It's hard to imagine. I know when I started my channel, I was like so embarrassed and nervous when I realised someone had watched that it nearly made me stop doing it. And it still does. Like if I sit and think about how many people watch and where they're from and who they are, I don't want to do it because I get embarrassed. But yeah, if you don't think about all that and you just think that you're talking to your mates or whatever, which I am really, then it's not so bad. I enjoy it. So that's really cool. All right, so we've got that side. Haunting Mount Huangshan. Oh, it looks haunting. It's not actually haunted. They are cool stamps, though. We've got that or these, which are boring. So I think we'll take that. Hope you can see all right. My desk light, I had to move around. I usually have it plugged in the USB in my laptop, but I haven't got my laptop in here at the moment because, as you probably all know if you've been watching me, my big laptop that I use out in the lounge has broken down and I need to get that fixed. So the laptop that was in here, I sort of take back and forth. I get a bit sick of moving it, so my light's not plugged into that, and I have it plugged into a adapter but it only sort of reaches to the side of me here, and it's a different direction than what I usually have it plugged in, so the shadows are different and the glare's different. I might just rough cut this out and they can go. I'm so bad at just ditching stuff. But I do think these little bits like that are just great for collaging, because it doesn't matter if you rip them up and make a mess of them, because they're already cut and everything. So don't think I'll do 2 books. I think I'll just do the one, because there is a lot more than I thought. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what goes on for New Year's. I'm not sure if they're having fireworks anywhere. I won't be doing anything crafting. I'll probably be tidying my craft room. That'll be good too. Probably enjoy that more than doing anything for New Year's anyway. I don't really drink because I did enough of that when I was younger, I reckon, and yeah. These days it just gives me a migraine, so it's something I avoid. Might buy some nice ice cream though, because I think it is going to be 38 or something, so a bit of nice ice cream to celebrate will be good. Do you guys do anything for New Year's, especially this year? If you do, just let me know down in the comments. It'll be interesting to read what everyone's up to. I'll live vicariously through everyone else. So yeah, next year I want to try and get into making journal sets, just little sets, because I'm not very good at doing, you know, it takes me 6 months to finish one journal, let alone doing a few at once. So we'll see how I go with that. Now, what are these ones? I think they're United States ones. Then we've got a Bugs Bunny one. I'm running out of things to watch on Netflix now, which is sad. Thinking I might have to invest in another streaming service, cancel my subscription for Netflix and start on a different one for a while. And we did that once and we changed to, I think it was Stan, and I just found it really boring. I think I half watched one thing and looked at the rest of it and I don't like it, so thinking Paramount looks like it might be a good one. I think that's the one that's got Dexter. I really like Dexter, and I was so upset when they bring it back on and make it streaming only. They've done that with a few of the Australian series that I like to watch too. Made them for pay TV or whatever, and I find that annoying. I suppose they've got to make money somehow, especially in these times. Got Bugs Bunny here. Thought that might be a nice embellishment to put in a little golden book journal. Tell you what, that doof doof music's going to kill me. I have troubles with repetitive sound. If there's repetitive noises, that causes me internal pain. No, it just stresses me out. But yeah, it's all right if it's a different beat here and there, but when it's that same beat all day, I should put my own music on, shouldn't I? Drown it out. Might have to do that after. Actually, it's not too bad when I'm out watching TV. Now, I like this. I think it's a king's head stamp up here. That's very clear and detailed. So I'm probably boring you to death with all this, but if I am, just put your video settings on ×2 speed and it'll go a bit faster for you. Thank goodness I've learnt how to do that, because I usually have to put everyone on a bit faster, not because it's boring, but you know, or else I just can't keep up with watching all the videos I want to watch. Still struggle. Although I have found when I do it through my I think I've got it hooked up with a gaming console to watch it in my room, YouTube, and it has the ability to ×2 or 1.5 or whatever, but whenever I do it, it clicks on it as if I've done it, but it doesn't seem to speed anything up. It's all right, I watch myself sometimes to put myself asleep. It seems to work well. It used to happen whenever I was editing my videos. I'd have to stop halfway through and have a nap on the couch. So that says something, doesn't it? Oh, this is cool. This has got has fungi on it. These ones from Tonga. That'll be good for Mushroom Journal. Oops, nearly cutting the line. It's alright, I can always go around the outside with some black text or ink or something. It's another reason I should leave a little border on. That looks alright. That was it for that page. Oh, there's Bugs Bunny again. Do I want that one and all those little ones? I might just rough cut this out and put it in my collage pile. So that side's just adverts. Green piece. Last night I was watching Jovi, Creating with Jovi. She was put a video up of organising a whole lot of papers that she got, and I don't know where she got them from, but heaps of like bank statements and cancelled checks and heaps of fun ephemera, just piles and piles of it. It's funny how you can get so much stuff but still be envious of what other people get. Although I could probably, I think you could probably go around to some businesses and ask if they have any of that stuff they want to ditch. I do find stuff like that occasionally in the books. My little treasures. All right, Christmas stamps. Oh, a bit nasally, I get chronic sinusitis, and I tell you the weather lately, because it's getting hotter. And a lot of trouble. cluster here, which is quite nice. And then kangaroos. I know it'd be hard to use the real vintage Australian stamps like the kangaroos. I do like using the British Queen's heads because you get so many different colour variations in those ones, and there's so many of them around that they're fun to use on make faux sort of vintage envelopes. So I'm just going to rough cut around this, and if I want to cut it better when I go to use it, I will do so. Near the middle yet. Thought this was going to be quick. Thought there'd be like 5 pages of good stuff. Although I'm not very selective, am I? I just like it all. Too. It's a nice big journaling card size. Could use these for travel journals if you're going to the places. Or if you're doing a journal on a certain place or theme. Oops. And there's lots on this one. So we've got New Zealand Christmas. I do like Christmas stamps. You can make really cool little tags with them. Oh, that's what I mustn't forget to do. I need to do a online shop with Woolies. I did an online shop with Coles the other day, and I've got all of that delivered. But I thought it's best to sort of preempt what you're going to need and stock up, because you never know how long you're going to have to wait. It's usually about 2 days or something to get your delivery. So I thought I would try and get that done early, so I better do that after. So I can get my ice cream for New Year's, hopefully. Stocked up the other day on my toilet paper and hand soap and that. You just don't know how crazy things are going to get, so I'm trying to be sensible. Although I don't think things are getting too crazy, because I went down to collect some medicines in the mall the other day, and the amount of people out and about. It was public holiday. It was quiet in the streets, but in the Coles Mall or whatever, the amount of people out and about with their kids and everything, and of course a lot of the kids are now older kids, but without masks and that. And yeah, I think you're trying to social distance, and there's such a bulk of people because everyone takes their whole families everywhere. I feel sorry for these kids without their masks when they're obviously old enough to wear masks just for shopping or something, because I don't know if it's the UK or something, they're saying that they've had a bulk of kids. It's gone up 3 times or something, the amount of kids that are being put in hospital with COVID. So, and I always, you go in and you always got these kids running into you and running around you, and they have no real idea of social distancing. But yeah, well, some of them do, obviously. But yeah. Now, do I want this big thing, which is like a bridge in Australia, 5-cent bridge one? Or do I want all these Olympic game ones? I can hear you all saying the Olympic game ones. That could even be a page folded. Might put that to the side because that's going to take some cutting out. We might. Yeah, we've got a lot of just catalogue pages here, which is cool. Like Christmas colours. So that can just go straight into the recycling. Oh, this is nice. So I've got a whole lot of these beautiful old first aid covers. I was probably too strict with my kids in the supermarket. Once they were at the age where they didn't have to sit in the trolley and that. And mind you, I never put them in the trolley unless it was in the seat thing. Because it was not safe. And then when they were able to walk, they had to have one hand helping me push the trolley. And sometimes my hand was on that one hand. They weren't allowed to let go. Because they weren't allowed to go running around or fiddling with stuff in the supermarket. So yeah, I was one of them mums. I'm surprised they still don't like walk around with their hand on the trolley now at 20, whatever they are. But they're great kids. Love them to bits. I'm just really thankful because for a while, it wouldn't have been last year, it might have been the year before. I'm pretty sure it was pre-COVID. They started having the little kiddie trolleys in the supermarket here. Oh my goodness, it was an absolute disaster. I don't know who thought of that idea, but it was not a good one. I remember getting rammed by some like 3-year-old who was running around with her trolley everywhere. Dangerous. So yeah, glad they phased that out. I suppose it won't be too bad if it's a little like country shop or something like that, but even then you've got to watch out for the elderly and that. Alright, geez, we're getting lots of stuff, aren't we? I think we'll manage to finish this. Let's see if any of yous are still left. So these postmarks are really cool too. So I'm just going to cut around them like that because I reckon I'd probably rip around them. Hand operated printing press, that is. I quite like that. Nice old steampunky picture. Cut out the description as well so I know what it is. So yes, if I've got like 12 odd of these, I've got my work cut out to chop all these bits and pieces out. Be a nice thing to do on some of the hot days that are coming up though. But I do have to be careful. I was doing a whole lot of something. I think I was chopping out botanical pictures and then stick gluing them onto paper. And then since then I've had a bung shoulder. So I must not repetitively do the same thing too much, I think. Because I would hate for it to get so bad that I couldn't do it at all. That's my main fear when these things happen. You start falling to bits when you hit about middle age, don't you? And it doesn't get better, I assume. So that's really cool. I could even cut out the Van Diemen's Land 4pence. And this can just go in my collage footer. Hand engraved Victoria, Queen of the Throne, it says. Very crooked. And then last night I watched a video by Keong, I think she pronounces her name Keong. Shotwell, I think it is. A flip through of a purple journal she made. Oh my goodness, absolutely fell in love with that. You know what I'm like with purple, and she did some really cool pockets and flips and all that in it, so that was fun to watch. I will link her and Jovi's videos down before if you want to check them out. Okay, so I've got that. Who's he? I have no idea. But, and then we've got 3 postal bid sales. I've got these 2 little ones here. Well, it sounds like the beat to the doof music has changed somewhat. That's nice. It's a bit slower. Hopefully that means he's winding his party down. I shouldn't suggest it's a he, but I'll soon find out if I hear some screaming in the street a bit later. We do have a few emergency houses. I'm very fortunate that I'm not placed right next to them, but my neighbour is. And so they have 3-month-long to 6-month-long tenants. And yes, sometimes they're noisy tenants. So I think a lot of the time we're thankful that they're only 3-month, 6-month ones. Okay, I'm having a real good whinge day today, aren't I? Trying to find stuff to talk to you about. Suffer. Right, that's a whole lot of Disney stamps. I'm not really fond of Disney. Something about sending mail at small cost. I think I'll just sacrifice something for a change. Probably not too much, I'm thinking, coming to the end of this. Oh, maybe there is. I like this little postmark thing for Christmas Island. I've got all of these, so that one might be another one I'll do afterwards. I'll just work on sort of more singular ones on camera. Been looking at all these slides. I managed to get like a whole heap of photo slides, and it's from a guy who travelled all over the world. He was a bit into art and that, so he took a lot of photos of this sort of thing. And yeah, I got a whole heap of his slides, and I don't want to alter them or anything until I've actually seen what's on them. So I invested in one of those slide converters. You should have seen me trying to figure out how to use the blooming thing. And then I look up online and see that all these people have given it a bad review and sent theirs back because it wouldn't work. And I couldn't get mine working, and I was just about to throw the towel in, but then I realised that you put the SD card in upside down. You know, and everything else you put it up the right way, but in this you put it in upside down apparently. And then like it still didn't work. And then I realised that maybe I should, it's got some ability to format your SD card in the slide converter. So I did that numerous times, nothing changed. So I did it, I figured out how to format it on my computer. Still it didn't work. So I got another SD card and did all of that again, and it worked. And then I realised I was pressing the wrong mode, so it wouldn't work. Then it took me forever to figure out the right mode. Finally got it working, so I've been having heaps of fun converting some of the slides and having a good look at them, and keeping some because I like the pictures, and then figuring out which ones I might be able to alter in the future. So like a Christmas first day cover maybe. I've got some clusters of Christmas stamps. I've got this big long one which will make a really good bottom tuck or a belly band. Don't know if you can hear that noise, all the corellas flying over. I have a mob of them. Actually, they don't sound like as many as usual. A mob of them that travel around between a few towns here and just destroy all the trees. So they're always debating culling them, and they use those guns to scare them off and stuff like that. Always wanted a corella as a pet because they're such good talkers, but I just don't fancy getting bitten by them. You know, the budgies can bite hard enough. All right, what have we got? I'll just cut these out for collage fodder for now. Just have a look at what we've got left here. so that you can see that there is an end to it. Oh, that's beautiful. I've got Princess Di on the back. Might put that one to the side as a whole page and figure out how I want to cut it down when I go to use it. So we're definitely not doing another one today, that's for sure. I think one's enough to bore you with. Ooh, butterflies or boat. Might have to go to butterflies. Butterflies in Gibraltar. Beautiful. It's a pity it's not in colour, isn't it? So yes, I don't tend to set New Year's resolutions. I do sort of say in the new year I want to do this and that or whatever. So I wonder if you guys set resolutions. Do you ever stick to them? I probably wouldn't. That's why I don't set things like that. But if you do, let me know in the comments below what yours is going to be for the new year. Then I'll have to try and hold you to it. I'll make you like responsible. No, that's not very fair if I'm not going to hold myself to one, is it? So that's beautiful. Little embellishment there. So this has a couple of colour stamp pictures. Now, I do like the words, A World of Choice. So I'll keep those. So I'll do my online shop after and then get the dishes done. Then hopefully I can head back in here and get moving on that engineer journal. Now I kind of like this sort of collage picture of all the stamps, so I'll cut that out for now. Almost make a nice journaling card, then I could put a colour plant fussy cut on there or something. That would look quite nice. There goes my taps. I don't know why I hear the taps whining behind me when someone's in the bathroom, because it's across the hall from me. You'd think the pipes would be over there. There's another nice collage bit there. Oh, we've got those. I think I will just rough cut this out and fussy cut it when I can be bothered. This lot here, which I'll do similar with. And so for this, I've got this one. This little one with the Chinese dragons or something, Year of the Tiger commemorative mini sheet. I don't think I'll bother with that one. Alright, so I'll do a quick recap. So I've got these big pages, which I'll figure out what I'm going to do with. I'll probably fussy cut the ones that are full. or a fussy cut around it as a piece, and that'll be really cool for collaging. All those ones are fussy cut out. Then we've got some words for mixed medias. And this is the pile I've got for my collage fodder. And then we've got a big pile, which is way more than I thought was going to be in that magazine, actually. These are all the pieces of embellishments that I've managed to collect from that magazine. So that's really cool. That was fun, something different to do. All right, so I better let you go if you're still awake, and take care of yourself, stay safe, and I will see you again soon, and have a wonderful, safe New Year's Eve, and all the best for the new year. And thank you very much to all my subscribers for your support. It has meant a lot to me. I've had so much fun, and I've made heaps of friends out of you guys. Yeah. So take care. See you later, guys.